It's very real. In the Middle East, in Iraq and in Syria, genocide is taking place. Today, at the hands of ISIS, Christians and other religious minorities are being slaughtered simply because of their beliefs. I work for ADF International, a human rights organization that's been at the forefront of bringing these atrocities to light. Our advocacy at the Council of Europe, the European Parliament, and with both the US Secretary of State and Congress, has significantly contributed to the recognition of these atrocities as genocide. Our next step was the UN Security Council. To make our case, we would need testimonies of those who've suffered and survived this genocide. It was urgent we document these stories as ISIS continues its mission to eradicate people of faith, their history and memory from the Middle East and beyond. In many ways, the Iraqis I met were once just like me. They paid rent, drove, went to university. But unlike me, their home is now a refugee camp, and their families are scattered around the globe. Theirs is a culture as old as human civilization, yet nearing extinction. Just 1% of this precious people remain. How did this even happen? Discrimination became persecution literally overnight. On August 6, 2014, ISIS invaded northern Iraq. They gave the Christians two options: flee or be imprisoned and killed. Within hours, 150,000 Christians became refugees, fleeing to the nearby city of Erbil. For 1 week, I visited these victims, gathering their stories. There was Stefania and Badria, both in their 80s. Before they made it here, they were imprisoned by ISIS for 2 years, where they were beaten, tortured, and humiliated. Stefania lived in hell, but she wasn't broken. There's joy in her eyes, not desperation, not the inhumanity she endured. And there was Ismail and his mother. They too were captured by ISIS, imprisoned and forced to live like slaves for over 2 years. Ismail was only 14 years old at that time, looking after his sick mother. He tells us about the hunger, the humiliation, the constant threat of being killed. He's a child whose childhood was stolen in a merciless way. Ismail tells me about his faith in Jesus, and despite everything, he can still smile. This is a people being purged. This is a people being erased. The evidence of these killings is undeniable. We visit the recently liberated areas in the Nineveh Plains. Wherever we go, vandalism, smashed tombs, decapitated statues, burned libraries, burned books, an entire civilization near ruin. Will it be lost? The time to act is now. It's critical that the UN Security Council take action. As the only organization working on this issue full-time at all major international institutions, including the UN headquarters, ADF International has a history of giving voice to the voiceless in the Middle East. And we're meeting with members of the UN Security Council to facilitate the international response that will end this genocide and bring the perpetrators to justice. Every person has the right to freely live out their faith. We're working to ensure this freedom. ADF International continues to work to defend freedom, to seek justice, to bring the perpetrators of genocide to account.